Hey guys, it's Britt and welcome back to my channel. Today we are making cream mushroom soup. It's delicious, it's easy, it's super quick, it makes quite a lot, and it's just a go-to recipe. And so I hope you guys enjoy this. Even if you don't like mushrooms, give it a try. My husband and I are not mushrooms fans, but we get to eat this all the time and I just love it. And two things before I get started in the video. I filmed this video slightly of a different way, so if you guys like it, leave us a comment below. Let us know if you enjoyed it. Second thing is that I got this up on our website. So we do have a website that you can now go to and print the recipes. So this will be the only recipe really up there. And then I'll try to post when I do these videos, and we'll see how consistent I can get on that. But I hope you guys enjoy the video.
Alright, we're going to get started. And so you'll find all of the measurements and the directions on our website down in the description box below to see how much of each ingredient. I'm just going to kind of walk you guys through it. So out of that 4 cups of vegetable stock that we have total, I add a tablespoon to 2 into a large soup pan that I've heated on high. And so I really want you guys to think about using vegetable stock just like you'd use oil. And so I want to cook my red onions and saute them until they're translucent, but I'm going to use vegetable stock and I'm going to just pretend it's oil. And so it works wonderful. And so you just want to kind of mix in your vegetable stock with your onions just a little bit, and you're going to cook them until you can see through them, which is when they're done. And we don't want them to brown, so just keep stirring every once in a while. Don't walk away, and they'll cook beautifully in the vegetable stock. You do not need oil. And so if this is your first time using vegetable stock instead of oil, you know, it's really exciting and kind of fun that you can use it for the same thing. And it tastes wonderful. So you can see that my onions are starting to get translucent, which is perfect, nothing's sticking. You just want to stir every once in a while just to make sure nothing sticks to your pan. And once they're translucent, we're ready for the next step. So it doesn't take very long. Alright, the next step is that we're going to grab our garlic that we've minced, and we're going to add it to our pan as well. And so I like to add it after the onions are translucent. I feel like it adds a lot of extra flavor. And so you're just going to stir that in till it's nicely incorporated into the onions. And that also will cook just for a couple minutes with it. Now you can add more onion and more garlic to your taste, but I find that the measurements that we add are really nice and not super overpowering to this recipe. The next step is to add all of our mushrooms, and so it's quite a lot of mushrooms that you might think, but it does cook down a ton. So the hardest part of this recipe is chopping the onion and chopping the mushrooms. So you're already done with the hardest part, which is awesome. So go ahead and add that now. And what you're going to do is you're just going to let the mushrooms kind of release their natural liquid. You're going to mix them all in with your onions, and some liquid will come out. I'm also going to add a little bit more of the vegetable stock that I had into the pan just to kind of help it cook along. And so I just mix it all around so that it really cooks down. And then I don't know what was happening to my camera here. The audio was all messed up originally, and the camera was turning different colors, so not sure what's going on in my house today, but was not working out, but it goes back to normal in a minute. So then you can add your seasoning. I really like this seasoning from Trader Joe's. It is totally worth it if you can find it, but a tablespoon of thyme or a tablespoon of sage also works well in this recipe. So if I'm ever out of the Trader Joe's one, that's what I use, and it tastes great. But if you can find that Trader Joe's seasoning, go get it. It's worth it. It's kind of just smells like stuffing. Alright, now once that's all ready and everything's cooked, you can see the mushrooms cooked down a ton. We're going to go ahead and add our oat flour. And I really like oat flour for this. It just adds a nice subtle flavor. It kind of makes it similar to a roux. So you could leave this step out, but I find that helps thicken everything. And yeah, it's just 3 tablespoons. It's really nice. You could use a different flour if you didn't want to use oat flour, but I always enjoy cooking with oat flour. So go ahead and make sure that's all combined so you can't see the flour anymore. And we're ready for the next step. All right, to add the rest of the remaining vegetable stock. Now, we took some of it at the beginning and some of it to help out mushrooms, but just dump the rest of it back in. And so it's really nice that you can just pull from it for when you're sauteing things or whatnot for soup recipes, but the rest of it gets put in. Go ahead and stir that till it's nice and combined. Our heat is on medium-high. We want this to eventually come to a boil, but we're going to add another really star ingredient to this recipe. And so again, I would tell you not to leave this out. This would change the whole flavor of everything, but it's 1 cup of nutritional yeast. So it just adds another layer. I wouldn't so much say it adds cheesiness to the recipe, but it definitely just makes it so much more yummy. So go ahead and add that, and then you just want to stir it till it's well combined. You'll see that your soup kind of changes color, which is really nice as well to make kind of that cream of mushroom soup. And I'm just scraping everything into my pan, making sure nothing sticks to the bottom. And we're going to go over to a high-speed blender now. So we're going to make our cream for this recipe, and in a high-speed blender you add your non-dairy milk, your lemon juice, and 1/2 cup of raw cashews. And so you could do 1 can of beans as well, like a white bean for this, if you did not want to use the cashews. That also works well. And you're just going to blend it till everything is well combined, till you can't see any more of your cashews at all. And then this is our cream for our recipe. So after your soup comes up to a boil, you can add in this cream that we've made, and it is delicious. So I let this come to a boil. Usually I do the blender while this is kind of starting to boil, and then I come back to it. So multitasking is great. And you just want to scrape so nothing sticks to the bottom while you were blending. And it's ready to go. And so all we're going to do is we're going to add in that cream mixture, and that's it. Our soup is done. And you'll also notice that after a while, your soup also will thicken on its own, which is wonderful. So if you really like a nice thick soup, this one is great for you as well. But I just went ahead and dumped in the whole thing of the cream into the hot soup. Yep, dump that whole thing in. And it just adds another layer of deliciousness to this recipe. And just with a spoon, just mix it all in, and you're ready to go. We really like serving this soup on a whole grain, so I'll make a whole bunch of farro or quinoa or brown rice or some kind of whole grain, and we'll put the soup on top because, like I said, it does get kind of thick after it sits for a little while. And that's our favorite way. That's what we're having for dinner tonight, guys. And yeah, it's just so yummy. So if you're not a fan of mushrooms, still give this recipe a try. It's totally a keeper. We make this all the time now, and January is just such a great soup month, so we are definitely enjoying a lot of it. But that's it. You guys are all done. You can add some extra seasonings if you want. We like to add some black pepper on top. I added quite a lot of black pepper. But you could also add miso if you wanted it to be a salt replacer. You could add in any other seasonings that you'd like. For this, we're just doing black pepper, mixing it in, and we're all set. But yeah, just such an easy recipe. And again, all of the measurements and how to do the recipe is in our description box below on our website.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I've just been snacking on the soup. It's so good. It's so easy to make. You guys are going to love this. And yeah, so leave me a comment, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not. I make videos every week that are whole food, plant-based, and easy. And you guys are going to just love this one. It's such a keeper. So I will see you guys very soon in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.